Can anyone hear me? I see that you're all muted. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. All right, I can see this is Tracy Bunch, by the way. Welcome to our first webinar as GSEP. We are super excited about this software. So we're going to give it a couple of minutes and then we're going to get started. If you are in, I can see that some people are in with names. Marianne, Ruthann, Sheila, Stephanie, Susie. There are a whole lot of us on this. If you do not have your name showing up, if you used like caller 2 or something like that, can you just type your name in the chat box and then we'll be able to make sure that we know who is on the call so we can take attendance that way. Please. All right, ladies, I'm going to give it about another minute here. If you've just joined us, we're going to start in another minute. We want to make sure everyone's able to get onto the call, or at least as many as possible. Ladies, if you are in here as caller, I see a caller 2. If you did not choose to put your name into the GoToMeeting software and you don't see yourself on the attendee list, could you just type your name down in the chat so that we make sure that we have you in our list of attendees? Ladies, if you're just joining us, we're going to get started in, I would say, half a minute. All right, I'm going to say that we're good to go. Can everyone still hear me? Shoot me a yes or an I'm here or what you're most excited about learning on this training in the chat box, please. Thank you. Good. Good to get feedback. All right, ladies, so tonight is our first ever, hi Susie, GSEP webinar. So here we are. We are so excited to have the use of this software, and we do plan to be employing it a lot in the future. So feel free, you can chat, or if you want to email or call me later or next week or whenever works for you, and let me know what you think about it. I'd love to hear your feedback. My name is Tracy Bunch. That is B as in boy, U-N-C-H. I am the Volunteer Training and Events Director at GSEP, and we're going to get started on our MyEGS training. As I said, this is our first webinar, so again, let me know if there are any issues, if you can't hear me all of a sudden, or you feel like I can't hear you and I should. That I'm not sure about, but that's fine. So we're going to get started. So MyEGS. As you know, a couple of weeks ago, GSEP transitioned onto Salesforce, which is a big word that really just means we changed platforms for our back-end processes. So what we have for you this training is we're going to just kind of share with you what has changed and what you can expect, and most importantly, and what I am most excited for, is the Volunteer Toolkit. So we are super excited about Volunteer Toolkit. We can't stop talking about it at Council. So first up, just to clarify, I know there have been some not issues, but questions, because it's new. Which one do you use? And just so you know, we can send out this PowerPoint after the fact, and we do have a handout that we will be emailing you tomorrow morning that will just kind of touch on what we talked about tonight, especially Volunteer Toolkit, because we know it's the most exciting part about this whole thing. So MyEGS, for that will include your membership registration pieces. That will include, you will have to do personal information updates to MyEGS. You will be able to look at troop rosters if you are a troop leader. And you have to be self-appointed as a troop leader. They're called direct primaries in this new system. So it's not O1 or O2. It's direct primary. And you can have as many direct primaries on your troop as you need. Can I have you guys type into the chat box, are you a troop leader? Are you a service unit manager? Are you a parent helper? What are you guys doing? So that I know my audience. Leader. So we have some leaders. Leader. I saw Marianne Rada's name, so I know we have a service unit secretary and troop leader. Thank you, Allison. Okay, so you'll be able to see your troop rosters through this platform. If you do have more than one troop, you'll be able to toggle back and forth between your troops. Not a problem. And then lastly, but certainly not least, is Volunteer Toolkit. You'll have access to Volunteer Toolkit through MyEGS. So then program/event registration. If you've been around, you know that we call this eBiz. It's also known as Personify. It's basically our online registration platform that we used to have. It's still here. We're still using it because MyEGS really only includes membership registration as far as registration goes. So you will need to complete personal information updates to the program event registration platform. They do not transfer over. I know that we have, well, it's not incorrect. We have told you guys that things transfer from MyEGS into program event registration each night. They do, but they only do it that first time. So if your address changes, if your phone number changes, it does not speak on that level again. So you will have to do personal information updates. You can also register for camp still through program event registration. Program registration is still held through that. Training registration, basically any event registration, unless we have another specific link because of special circumstances. For example, our our Girl Scout run that's coming up in September, I think we're using Eventbrite for that, so just follow the link from the event page for that. But everything else is through program/event registration. If at any time you have questions, feel free to type in the chat log. I can see it, and I'm trying to keep up with it. All right. Okay, so where can I find them? Here's our easy little, you can see our Tough Cookie Adventure Challenge promo is right there. I hope to see you all at that event. It should be awesome. It's going to be at Laughing Waters. So program event registration, you can see up in the blue, with the blue arrow, that is where you're going to find that. And then when you go down, My GS is in with the yellow arrow. So both of them are available from any page on our website because all of that stuff transfers to each page. So you'll always be able to find us. Okay, so how do I log in? You go to gsep.org. You would click on My GS, as we just saw, and you can also see now in my little graphic. And then you would click on Member Profile, or there's the option to sign in. You log in using your Girl Scout email address. This is the same email address that we have on record for everything else. That's the same one that is populated into the system. So your password may need to be reset. If you can't remember your password, don't worry about it. You just click the Forget Your Password link and they'll walk you right through it. Does anyone have any questions about that? I'm not seeing anything. Nothing? All right. Okay, so up next, I'm going to show you guys some renewal videos. These videos live on our website. Hopefully, this is following along. Oh. Let's see, gsep.org. So if on our website, sorry ladies, I forgot I was going to click right on it, so I didn't. All right. Well, parents need to reset their passwords as well. They might need to. They should certainly try to log in, but they probably will need to reset their passwords. Thank you for the question, Debbie. Okay, so on our Join and Renew page, you're going to scroll down. This is if you want to show, if you're a service unit manager, you want to show your people this, please feel free. We took these from an Ohio council, so some of the stuff they talk about is not really going, well, the names at least will not be the same, the name of the council, but everything else is the same. Can you guys hear this? No? Good to know.
Or you can actually go to gsneo.org/renewal, which is this site right here, and click Renew Today. It takes you to the same place as My GS up here.
Good? Okay, good.
Log in again with your email address and your password. If you don't remember your password, click Forgot Password. Click Log In. And from here, you'll notice you're immediately at your membership home screen for your family. You can take a look and see that you're all current members if you're current members, but you don't want to register for the current year if you're renewing for next year. You want to register for this button right here says next year. And now you can see you now have the option to renew. So you'll notice I have the ability to renew for 2 of the family members. One of them actually is renewed for next year into one of her roles, but I want her in more roles, so I'm going to still include those as renewed. But let's say I don't want this particular role. I'm going to choose I'll decide later. If I choose Do Not Renew, that tells the troop leader that I don't want to come back to that troop. And they don't have the ability to renew you either. Meanwhile, once you've chosen all the roles you want to renew, scroll down and click Continue. It will ask if you're willing to abide by the promise and the law? If you are, click Continue. Here it asks for payment. So here you have the option to give a donation if you like. As it says up here, here are the different recommended values, but you can also choose, instead of one of these, you can choose Other, and then put in a minimum of $10, and then say what it is, type it in. Or if you don't want to do a donation at this time, you can always click the button that says not at this time. That's what's defaulted. Now, when you're looking at the billing information, you can make it nice and simple and click same as my mailing address. In this case, I'm going to pause this information while I type it in so that you don't have to watch me type in all the credit card information. Then I'll blur it out so that you don't get to see what it is. So now that I have the address and billing information in here and the credit card information, I can click Continue. It will verify what I want to pay for. In other words, just this one member. Notice that I had chosen Gracie to remove her roles, but she's not showing up as somebody that I need to pay for. So I will click Submit because this is correct. This is what I want to pay for. That brings you to this thank you screen. You have the ability to print an itemized receipt, which you'll probably get in an email anyway. And you can click on Facebook, Twitter, or other options as well, and share it with your friends. And here's an example of what it says. You can click Post to Pages. Now that you've done that, notice you have not updated any of your information for your household. If you want to update your address and things like that, click on Family Profile. You can say, well, Gracie no longer lives at One Girl Scout Way, so let's edit that. She now lives at 2 Girl Scout Way. And we'll hit Save. And now you'll notice that she has now moved to 2 Girl Scout Way. Thank you.
All right, ladies. I'm going to show this Troop Leader renewal one next.
Hello.
You'll see the procedure is roughly the same.
And we're going to walk you through how to renew your membership as a Troop Leader, or renew your Troops membership. First, you're going to go to MyGS, or if you don't want to go to MyGS, you can go to the Renew Now button on the banner, and then click Renew Today. It takes you to MyGS as well. Same sort of place. You can click Login, assuming you know your username and password. Your username is going to be your email address. And then you're going to want to go to your Troops tab. If there's anybody in your troop that you want to register, you can double-check their information by clicking Edit and make sure their home information is up to date. If it is up to date, you can click Save. And then once you're done with that, you're going to want to decide, it's going to bring you back to, if you have more than one troop, you're going to want to choose your troop up here. It's going to bring you back here, and you're going to want to choose who you're going to want to renew. But notice right now, you're looking at the current year, so nobody's available to renew. So you're going to want to go to next year. If there's anybody in your troop that you don't personally want to renew at the moment, but you think they may want to renew, you're going to want to choose I'll decide later. If you choose Don't Renew, that's going to send them an email saying, we don't want you in the troop anymore, pretty much. So, or it's going to, let them know that they don't have the option to renew to the troop. And we just want them to be able to. So I've switched them all now to an I'll decide later, and I'm going to click continue. This will ask if I confirm the promise and law for everybody in the troop. Click continue. Now it asks for payment for everybody that you selected. In this case, I only selected one person. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the payment information. I'll pause while I put in all that information. So now I filled out the billing information, including the billing address, and I click continue. And it asks me to verify who I am registering, just to be absolutely sure. If I've got extra people in here, I can click the X button, and it will only charge me for those people that are left after I do that. And then I click submit. Now it says, thank you. You're all set to have another great year filled with one-of-a-kind fun and adventure. And if you'd like, you can actually share this on Facebook, Twitter, or more. So we are going to share this on Facebook. Before I do that, I'm going to let you know if you want an itemized receipt, you can print here, but you should automatically be receiving an email. So let's share it on Facebook, and you can see what this looks like. And this is what it looks like. There you go.
All right, guys, one last one. This is going to be our, if I can get out of this. And apparently I can't. This is going to be our, there we go, our, sorry, now I can't talk either. This is going to be our lifetime renewal. I am seeing some questions come in. I'll answer those right after this video is done if they haven't been answered already.
Hi, this is Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, and we are going to walk you through the renewal process for a lifetime member. You'll go to girlscoutsofnortheastohio.org, and you can either sign in under the My Girl Scout, or you can find the Renew page by clicking Renew Now. Once you're on the Renew page, you can read some more information about renewal, but then you're going to want to click the green link that takes you to the renewal login. Once you get to the login screen, you're going to use your email address that is attached to all the communication you get from Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio as your username. Your password, if you don't remember what your password is, you can use the Forgot Your Password link. Once you do this, it'll send an email address to your email on file, and it will give you a link to reset your password. I know my password, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Once you log in, it takes you to your household record, and I am going to go ahead and renew just myself for a role as a lifetime member. And what I'm going to do is you want to toggle to the next year. If you have anyone else in your household that you don't want to renew at this time, you're going to mark them I'll decide later. So we will deal with these renewals in another recording. Do not use do not renew, because what that says is you are not going to renew them at all. They are no longer continuing in that position. So if you just want to hold off, you'll use the I decide later. If you want to say I'm not coming back to that position, you use the do not renew. And the positions that you do want to renew, you'll select renew. Then I'm going to click on, so I'm going to renew this test leader to BTK test, because it says it's time to renew. I'm going to click on continue. And for a lifetime member, that's really all the things that you need to do to actually renew the role. You can also at this time, which is a great time, go in and edit your profile details, so you can go ahead and update your address, update phone numbers, that kind of thing. So if you have anything that's new, this is a great time to check that information as well. And you do that simply by clicking on edit under the correct person, and you can edit their information. Thank you.
All right, ladies, do we have any questions? I think Christy answered everything in the chat log, but I'm going to check real fast. I haven't seen the vouchers either, as far as instructions for the new system, but that's a great idea. All right, as far as printing a receipt, that was Debbie that asked about printing a receipt. Debbie, did you get an email? I will await her response. You did not. Interesting. I would recommend you email memberservices@gsep.org. That is our default email for pretty much everything. So I'll talk about that later as well. But I would invite you to email them. All right, I'm going to get back into my presentation. Who has anyone, I guess Debbie has, has anyone registered for next year? Or tried to? Or had issues? Or is super excited that they registered for next year? I'll take any of those. Waiting for credit, that makes sense. Debbie, thank you for being excited. All right, it looks like, oh, it's not responding. Let's give it a second to respond. Oh, Linda said that she had no problem re-registering, so that is awesome to hear. Okay, up next, what is a credit? If you sold a certain, or if your daughter sold a certain number of boxes of cookies, they could have selected to receive a membership voucher that was good for their re-registration as a Girl Scout. So if you don't know what it is, then generally that means that you did not get it. So that's okay, but it's something that your kids can work on for next year. So very exciting for our girls that do that. All right, next up, we're going to talk a little bit about the Opportunity Catalog. The Opportunity Catalog is basically an online listing of opportunities for girls or adult members. I'm going to show you two different iterations of this one, and they're tests, so it's not going to be magic. Stephanie just said it's 300 boxes of cookies for the credit, so thank you. So the Opportunity Catalog, there are two different ones, and we are going to look at both of them, but mine, of course, are test environment, so it's not going to be real information, and what you would see will be a little more robust as well. So it lists the schedule of the troop and the approximate location of the troop meeting. The whole idea is this is going to make it more easy for our parents and caregivers to look for troop openings. It means that if my daughter goes to, I know some kids go to private schools and maybe they want to meet at a school closer to their house than the school that they attend, so they can do that. They'll be able to at least see options. Or if they can only do Tuesdays, they'll be able to see who in their area does meet on Tuesdays. So you will receive an instant email as a troop leader when a new member joins your troop, or if a parent or caregiver is interested in volunteering for your troop. So let's see. Can you opt out? You can fill out, we don't have it available currently because our Opportunity Catalog for everyone, the default is not for it to go live until October 1st. So a troop with a hardship, like space, or if you have a troop of girls who just needs extra attention, you can fill out the opt-out form, which again does not exist. Please don't look for it right now because you won't find it and it will be frustrating. It will be released closer to October. So you can fill it out and we will discuss with you the process of opting out of the Opportunity Catalog. But we really hope that you guys will be interested in that. The exact address of your troop meeting will never be displayed. You can choose to identify a nearby intersection or a landmark or whatever is close to you that would make sense for people to understand the location. Okay. So, I had true leaders tell us that their exact location was listed. How were they on the opportunity catalog already? That's an interesting question. And Stephanie, you can follow up with us later about that. Right now, if you are interested in being listed in the opportunity catalog, I know we have a lot of DAISY troops that are interested, definitely. We had an in-person training on Tuesday, and the service unit managers were really excited to get them up and available for girls right now. So we should be able to, it'll make it so much easier for parents to be able to see the opportunities for their girls. It will take out the whole placement piece. If they need help, we're happy to help them, but it will also give them the instantaneous gratification of seeing what's in their area. Okay, so up next, let's play. So 33549, I'm going to head over here. So first up, this is, I believe this is the troop one. Yes, troop group. So again, this is a secret site. It is a test site. So the real one will not have this information. All right, I'm looking for 33. There it is. So you would put in your zip code, or if you know that you want to be in troop 1011, it'll be right there. All right. So you can see here that, see if I can, oh, sorry guys. It's first time doing this. Somewhere I have a highlighter option, but I am not finding that right now. So, all right, you guys will have to pretend that I'm highlighting. You're not getting emails. Allison, either I will follow you up with you later. The troop is in New Jersey. Well, that is not how, basically the troop leaders will have the opportunity to put in their locations, so you don't have to do that. Okay, so you can see this first one is a forming troop. It's a kindergarten troop. You can see that it meets at Let's Prep. The days, you can imagine how this would be populated and how many openings are remaining. It also lists how many volunteers are needed. Those are direct primaries. So depending on ratios, it would change. If they were a troop of 50, then they would need more volunteers. But generally, they're all going to start with the regular ratios of 2 to whatever, depending on your age level. So this is 12 daisies. So then here's another one, unsure. Unsure will always be available, and individually registered will always be available. So girls can become individually registered members. Will girls be registered if there are not enough direct primaries? Yes, they will, but they will not, the troop will not be able to begin meeting until there are direct primaries. And that's what our placement team is going to be working on, is actually matching leaders or direct primaries into troops that are existing. So like Let's Prep, when they have their back to school night, whatever leaders would come out of that would be funneled into this troop, as opposed to, say, forming their own new troop, that kind of thing. So if I don't see a troop that works for me, or if I just am interested, maybe I'm thinking about starting my own troop, then I could click on unsure. If I click on it right now, it's not going to take me anywhere, unfortunately. But and it would allow me to sign up for that, and then I would be contacted by a member of our placement team. The same for individually registered member. Those have been called Juliets. They've been called non-troop affiliates in the past, but they are what they are, individually registered member. So they wouldn't be a member of a troop. All right. So now I'm going to head over to the volunteer catalog. And I'm looking in my same zip code. So you can see here, I can be a troop helper. I believe all of our examples are troop helpers. Yes, they are. So troop helper, and it says that there are 20 volunteers needed. Somebody who's being very generous with themselves. Elizabeth is asking, what is a primary? So direct primaries are a leader. So prior to this, we would call them O1s because that's what they were denoted in our old system. Now they're called direct primaries. I'm going to scroll. Yep, okay, good. Okay, so you can see here, this is where different options would show for if there were leaders needed or cookie parents or service unit manager or treasurer or whatever, they would show here. And you can see that this first troop in the first line, the kids are in 3rd grade. It's for learning gate students only. So I know I've had that question in the past where people have asked, well, I meet at a private school and we can only have kids from that school attending the meetings. That's fine. You can put that in there. And then the days, the times, and then how many openings remain. All right. I agree, Stephanie. It would be nice to have a first aider listed. I do not know if it is, so we'll have to find that out together. Okay, so that's our opportunity catalog. Any questions right now? No? Okay. How are you guys liking the webinar format for this? Are we doing okay? Sweet. Glorious. I like that. All right. Seems like my PowerPoint is possibly moving extremely slow. How do you access the catalog? Okay. Love the webinar. I can make dinner and learn. I love that. I'm drinking my tea. It's fabulous. I'm wearing slippers. How do you access the catalog? If you're a new member, you can access it. It's one of your options. What does it say? Linda is saying there was a first aider listed when I registered. So it's possible that first aider is an option for that. I'm just not sure. And I don't want to give you the exact wrong answers. All right. So we're moving out of the opportunity catalog. Now, only new members. What if my parents wants to change their role? Oh, you're correct. You would be able to see that. I don't know exactly how you get to it. You can always, actually I do. You can add a role. So when you go into your profile, there would be an option to basically self-appoint, and you can go in and you can pick. So you can search. So because I was playing around a little bit, you can go in and search, like if I knew I wanted Troop 1011, I could search Troop 1011 and it would come up. It would not come up if there weren't any spots. Can you appoint parents? That I'm really not sure of. I'm writing that one down though because I have no idea. You wouldn't have access to them unless they were already mapped to your troop as a parent helper. That is what I think, but I'm writing down your question and I'm going to try to find an answer. Oh, this is a long one. I have to scroll up. Hold on. How do you limit the number of girls who could be in the troop? The leader only wants 13. So, again, that would be part of the opt-out for the opportunity catalog. So you would have to fill out the form and state the reason that you only want 13. Because the whole idea is that we want to be welcoming to new girls, so we really are asking people to think about whether they want to keep girls out of their troops. And in some cases, fine, not a problem, but we really want you guys to be thinking of whether you can offer Girl Scouts to new kids. All right. Oh, Kira just got back to Debbie. So parents will have the option to add a role, but I don't know if the troop leader can add them. Kira. Parents definitely can. Okay, so in my Girl Scouts, so we're out of the opportunity catalog, which is part of my Girl Scouts, but we're back to the main overarching my Girl Scouts. Troop leaders can see their troops information. They can renew troop members, as you saw in this video. They can also register new troop members from that same screen that the man doing the video was on. You can select add new girl or add new adult, depending on the page that you're on. And you can also share your troop schedule with your parents. So we're going to go into Volunteer Toolkit, which I'm so excited about. Through Volunteer Toolkit, troop leaders will be able to create their schedule. They'll be able to populate it with program. So it currently has 2 of the journeys listed in it and a bunch of badges. They're doing a huge update in the middle of July. So all 3 journeys will be in there. There'll be even more badges. There'll be a lot more stuff for you to pick from. Excuse me, I have a 2-year-old. Hi, honey. Can you go to bed now? Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to read what I have going on here. We have taken many new girls. Sorry, guys. I feel like that crazy guy on YouTube. Here. Honey, go to your room. No. Honey, go find Daddy. Oh, you're in bed. Sorry, guys. My daughter decided she was done sleeping and came right in. Okay. You've taken many girls. Girls will be put in the troop before your regular girls register. So cookie rewards, number 1, will be out before early bird registration is completed. Also, the opportunity catalog will not be available unless you ask for it to be, or will not show your troop on it until October 1st. So the idea is that all of your girls would already be in those spots before then. Thanks, Susie. Capacity is reached and the troop becomes too big. If you have special needs, capabilities, and meeting space, that's all part of the opt-out. So that's it. All right. Is that true every year? I'm going to assume, unless I hear differently from you, Allison, that you mean the opportunity catalog showing your troop until October 1st. That is true every year. Got it. Good. Okay, so there's what your troop leaders can do. Okay, parents. Parents will be able to see their family's information, like I think it was the first video I showed. They can see their entire family's stuff. They can also renew family members, and they can also register new family members. If their leader is using Volunteer Toolkit, they will be able to see their daughter's troop schedule and the Volunteer Toolkit piece. So they'll have access to that. They will not be able to change any of it. It will be read-only, but they'll at least be able to see it, which we've heard is really helpful for leaders because it means that the parents know what's going on and they can see it at any time. So it will cut down on questions about, well, does she really have to be there at 6? Well, yeah, because you can see from 6 to 6:20 we're doing this huge badge piece, and if she misses it, she'll have to do it on her own, that kind of thing. So we're excited about that. Okay. Yes, we don't want text or calls asking questions at the last minute. They should be able to, if you're using Volunteer Toolkit, sorry, that was Debbie who said it's great. She doesn't want any more calls asking questions at the last minute. We completely agree. We are hoping that a lot of you guys get on Volunteer Toolkit because we just think it's an incredible tool. I'm really excited for you guys to see what this is. All right. So you can see this is kind of a snapshot of what it looks like. I am going to show some more videos right now, and they do loop, so it might seem like I'm stopping them in the middle, but I will not. Okay.
When you log into the Volunteer Toolkit for the first time, you'll see year plan options for you and your troop that includes badges and journeys. Each of these is populated with 15 meetings in default order. Just pick any year plan you want to start with. Notice that by the end of meeting 2, your girls will have decided which plan they want to do for the year. If you need to go back and make a change to the year plan you already picked, no problem. Go ahead and click on the Year Plan Library link at the top of the Year Plan title. This will show you a full listing of year plan options from which you can pick another one of the girls' choices. Once you've picked a year plan, you can even change the order of your meetings. Cool, right? It's simple. Just drag and drop. Do you want to explore more pre-populated meeting choices? Let's do it. Click on the Add Meeting link under the Year Plan tab. This will automatically take you to the full meeting library for all meetings in that grade level. There, you'll see the option to select meeting. And once clicked, that meeting will be added to the bottom of your year plan. Drag and drop the meeting where you want it to go. Setting troop meeting times and locations is another one of the cool ways the Volunteer Toolkit helps you organize your troop year. First, select the Specify Dates and Locations link located at the top of the year plan page. Here, you can configure the date, time, and meeting frequency of your year, including identifying national holidays during which you don't want meetings scheduled. The Volunteer Toolkit can also keep track of a variety of meeting locations your troop will use throughout the course of your year. In order to do that, just click on the Location sub-tab next to the Calendar tab up top. Here's where you can add one or more meeting location names and addresses, and identify which meeting date to apply specific locations to. Do you need to make edits or adjustments to your meeting dates? No problem. Whenever you need to make a change to a specific meeting, or even cancel a meeting, you can always go back to the calendar icon next to the meeting that needs changing and make the changes. If you want to make changes to an entire series of upcoming meetings, select the gear icon to the right of the date to reconfigure the calendar from the selected date forward. Note that the changes you're about to make affect everything that comes after this date, nothing before. Take a look at how the Meeting Plan tab works. When you pick a meeting in your year plan, you'll see 3 key sections: planning materials, meeting aids, and meeting agenda. Let's take a closer look at the resources and functionality found within each of these categories. Within the planning materials sections, there are 3 items. The first is the meeting overview. Meeting overview is just that, a high-level view of the objective and key notes about that particular meeting session. Also notice there's a printing option and a downloading option for each section so you can reference your information offline. Second is the activity plan, and that's a holistic view of the entire meeting from start to finish. The activities within any activity plan are the same as those broken down in your meeting agenda, which is found further down the meeting plan page. But we'll go over how that works in just a little bit. And the last of the planning materials section is that of the materials list. Think of this as your shopping list. It tells you exactly which supplies and materials you'll need for that meeting. The resources within the meeting needs category are there to help you with your meetings. Sometimes these are PDFs or media files. Make sure you look at the aids listed before you meet with the girls. You'll notice the meeting aids are already referenced in bold in the materials list. Before a meeting, you might need to print these or just make them available for viewing on your tablet or mobile device. Lastly, the meeting agenda at the bottom of your meeting plan page breaks down all the activity plan details into separate agenda items so that you can track activities by time allotment. Switch activity order, change the chosen time allotment, delete an activity, or add a completely new agenda item. Tab and click on the Add an Activity link. Here you have the choice of inputting a custom activity of your own or adding an event or activity from your council's website. First, let's begin by creating a custom activity of your own. When you're all done inputting all of your details, click the Add Activity button in order to add it to your year plan. Now, let's select a council activity. Input your search criteria, select View Activities, and when you're ready to select the council event or activity of your choice, click on Select Activity. Any activity created or added will appear on your year plan chronologically in blue. The Resources tab in the Volunteer Toolkit has a robust search engine that enables you to search for VTK content like meeting aids, meeting overviews, and additional supporting resources or information you'll need as a troop leader. A search for meeting aids via the Resources tab enables you to directly add a resource to any meeting of your choice. When you log into the Volunteer Toolkit for the first time, you'll see year plan options for you and your troop that includes badges and journeys. Each of these is populated with 15 meetings in default order. Just pick any year plan you want to start with. Notice that by the end of meeting 2, your girls will have decided which plan they want to do for the year. To go back and make a change to the year plan you already picked, no problem. Go ahead and click on the year plan library links at the top of the year plan title. This will show you a full listing of year plan options from which you can pick another one of the girls' choices. Once you've picked a year plan, you can even change the order of your meetings. Cool, right? It's simple. Just drag and drop. Do you want to explore more pre-populated meeting choices? Let's do it. Click on the Add Meeting link under the Year Plan tab. This will automatically take you to the full meeting library for all meetings in that grade level. There, you'll see the option to select meeting. And once clicked, that meeting will be added to the bottom of your year plan. Drag and drop the meeting where you want it to go. Setting troop meeting times and locations is another one of the cool ways the Volunteer Toolkit helps you organize your troop year. First, select the Specify Dates and Locations link located at the top of the year plan page. Here, you can configure the date, time, and meeting frequency of your year, including identifying national holidays during which you don't want meetings scheduled. The Volunteer Toolkit can also keep track of a variety of meeting locations your troop will use throughout the course of your year. In order to do that, just click on the Location sub-tab next to the Calendar tab up top. Here's where you can add one or more meeting location names and addresses, and identify which meeting date to apply specific locations to. Do you need to make edits or adjustments to your meeting dates? No problem. Whenever you need to make a change to a specific meeting, or even cancel a meeting, you can always go back to the calendar icon next to the meeting that needs changing and make the changes. If you want to make changes to an entire series of upcoming meetings, select the gear icon to the right of the date to reconfigure the calendar from the selected date forward. Note that the changes you're about to make affect everything that comes after this date, nothing before. Now let's take a look at how the meeting plan tab works.
All right, ladies.
When you pick a meeting in your year plan,
If I can make this stop.
three key sections. Planning materials.
There we go. All right. So I see some good feedback, and sorry about typing in the middle of that. I did not quite think that through. That must have been loud. Okay. So, like I said, we are super excited about this option. I love it. There have been some questions coming in about older girl information. So, a couple of things for me to say. Well, wait, let me go all the way back. So, can you add special events? Yes. Do I need to change my troop to the next level if we just bridged? Nope. You don't need to do that. Cool and exciting. All right, so a couple of things. Cadet Senior Ambassador stuff currently does not exist. In July, GSUSA is releasing tons of new stuff for younger and older girls. So there'll be more content for younger girls. There will also be the calendar options for older girls and new content for older girls. I cannot get into it any farther than that. Yes, I know what it is, but I am not allowed to say currently. There will be webinars, as Christy wrote, in June. I think it's like the 17th-ish. Oh, look. She found it is the 17th. Look, I just know dates off the top of my head. So if you're interested in those, feel free to sign up for them. We will also be releasing the information. We just can't do it before GSUSA. End of story. But feel confident that there's tons of great stuff. So that will be going live in mid-July. People that asked about other troop levels. So if you are currently a leader for the membership year 2017, then you will have access to it right now. If you are not currently a leader, and let's say I signed on today to be my daughter's Daisy leader in September, I will have access to it starting in July 1st. And that's the way they do it every year. July 1st is their magical switch over for new leaders to have access to Volunteer Toolkit. So that's how that works. What were my other questions? Oh yes, seats at these GSUSA webinars are limited, so if you just want to wait for us to have it come out, or you can just log into Volunteer Toolkit once they've populated it. A lot of the badge plans have 2 meetings per. Is there a way to merge the content if you will do them in one meeting? Susie, I'm so glad you asked that because I can show you how to do exactly that. Christy very nicely included the link to register for the GSUSA webinars. So, okay, I'm going to look up. Wait, before I switch back to the PowerPoint and make everyone wait because it's, no, okay. So now we're going to play. Again, same preface that I've done before the other 2 things. This is a demo site. This is not what it looks like for you guys. At a council level, I'm not a troop leader, so I don't have access to see what a troop leader sees. So this is our demo. This is reflective of VTK Volunteer Toolkit features that are currently available, but some stuff has been disabled. Like I can't email everyone in my troop because number 1, there's not a troop attached to this, and number 2, why am I emailing non-existent people? Nothing that we do in here will be saved. So if you're confused about if I'm moving somewhere and it looks like it should have kept it, rest easy that it will save for you if you're doing this for your own troop. Let's see. All right. So yes, as Christy said, yours is going to be even better than this thing I'm showing. So I'm going to go in as a troop leader, and I'm going to choose to be a brownie. So you can see here's my year plan library. Like I said, I'm just going to play around. Some of the questions that we've gotten are people asking how girl-led is it if everything is written out like this? The answer is you can always ask your girls what they want to do. Absolutely always. Additionally, in your year plan library, so I just picked A World of Girls as my journey. And in here, you can see the Jump into Journey / Badges meeting. That is included in each of the year plans. And what it is just an overview of all the journeys and a lot of the badges, and it's a guided discussion for you to lead that lets the girls pick what they want to do. You basically do an activity from each journey or an activity from a couple of badges, and there are options to customize it in all of it. And then your girls would just get to pick. So that is always an option. So you can see here, I'm in the Jump into Journeys Badges meeting. Girls are going to meet the Brownie Elf, and they're going to do journey and badge activities that will help them plan their troop year. When will you get info on the new journeys? I don't know what you're talking about, Allison, because GSUSA has not released any information about the new journeys, right? Go to the webinars or just log into VTK in July because I can't tell you that right now. All right. So first up, I'm going to go down. Here's my meeting agenda. what did I just say, Allison? Just read into whatever I'm saying. There are webinars that are coming up in mid-June. There will be new content added to the VTK in mid-July. Just keep going. Keep going. Okay, so you can see here, here's my general overview. I have it set that my meeting is going to take an hour and a half. If you're like, oh, that's crazy, my meeting is an hour, then you can go in and change any of these. So as girls arrive, you can see this is going to take 15 minutes. It lists all the materials you're going to need and all the steps that you're going to do. Basically, they're coloring an elf for this one. I'm going to say my kids are awesome at coloring and super fast, so they're only going to take 5 minutes. So I can save it. And look, now it's only in here for 5 minutes instead of 15. Or sorry, it was in for 10. So I already dropped it down by 5 minutes. Brownie Badger, my kids don't want to do that. So I'm going to delete that idea. And when you delete that, it also takes down your meeting materials list. It takes all that information off of your materials list, and it takes all that information off of your meeting aids. So if I say, okay, that's good, but you know what, I think I need to add an extra snack, because I think there's a snack already built into this. So I'm going to say extra snack, second snack, we'll call it. So you can see, you can type in all this stuff, and my kids are fast eaters too, so that's going to take 5 minutes. No, apparently that is not correct. Oh, I should have pulled, that makes sense. Okay. So I'm going to say 5 minutes. And for the description, I'm going to say, bring Skittles. So there you go. So here's my second snack. I obviously want it before the closing ceremony. So I'm going to reorder that by dragging and dropping. And I'm going to go back down, and you can see it populated down there. What do you guys think? Nothing. I'm excited. You can also add a note. I don't know if this is the way that other councils use this or other troop leaders, but my great idea for doing this is to write something like, Stephanie. So you could ask your parents. I can't type or see. Stephanie, bring Skittles. You wish the older girl stuff was available already, but you wouldn't have access to it until July 1st anyway. Think about that. Okay, so Stephanie's going to bring Skittles. I want Christy to lead activity. Sorry, obviously you can see that I can't type and talk at the same time. Activity 2. So because your parents can see this, and you can see my name is Martha for this, so if you do have co-leaders, you'll be able to see that they're the ones that wrote whatever they wrote and when they did it. So here's Martha. I wrote in that these two people need to have that homework. All right. So, scrolling through the comments. How much of this do the parents see? That's a great question. The parents see everything. Is the short answer to that. So what else can I show you? So here's our materials list. So you can see all this stuff is in here. And you can download that and print it out, or you can just bring it up on your phone as you're at Michael's, whatever is easiest for you. As far as combining things together, you can do that too. You can do whatever you want. You can add meeting aids. If you do that, it'll take you into the resource library, and you'll be able to pick things. You know what? I need to add the Girl Scout law, because my kids don't know it, and they really need to learn it. So I would click Add to Meeting. And this is all the stuff that Vanessa was kind of showing in the videos, but now I'm doing it, so it's different. So you can go down and you can see that the Girl Scout Law template is right there. So I can print it there. I can just have it available to click and bring up on my phone or tablet and show the girls at the meeting, which might be easier depending on what it is. I mean, depends on what your piece is that you're trying to get across. So, all right, I'm going to say I covered that. So I'm going to go back. You can also drag and drop at a larger scale, so you can move whole meetings. My kids are going to want to do part of their World of Girls journey before they pick which journey they're doing. It's fine. For your stuff, if you have girls, which I hope you do if you have a troop, you will be able to, from that section, so if I go into meeting number 9, say, I'll be able to take attendance right there. And I'll be able to put in who has earned awards or badges right there, which means that shopping at the end of the year for my Court of Awards just got so much easier because I can remember if Mackenzie was there or if Sally came to meeting 2 or did she not show up until meeting 3 or who did this, that kind of stuff. It's all there. You'll also be able to, right from here, email your entire troop. So I think it says it's reminder email. So you can say something like, hey, don't forget, next Tuesday we're doing this. Make sure that you bring pen and paper, something like that. So that we're super excited about. All right. It even has pictures of the badges so that when you're shopping, you can be even faster. Okay. So there's the year plan, there's the meeting plan, and that's just this specific meeting. And then there's the resources tab. This is not comprehensive. Yours will have more stuff than this. The one thing I need to say that is very important, because safety first, safety always, GSUSA, and you guys probably know part of this, but GSUSA basically decides what Girl Scouts can do on a large scale. And they pass that on to each individual council. Then each individual council carries its own insurance. So we have to go out to our insurance carrier and say, here's our list from GSUSA. What are we allowed to do? And they will say, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, here's what you can do. So just the safety activity checkpoints do live on Volunteer Toolkit. They are straight from GSUSA. So they do include the ones that we, Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania, do not allow, like trampolining, indoor trampolining, that kind of thing. So if you are questioning or you're doing what you think might be a high-risk activity, you should always, always, always check the gsep.org website as opposed to in Volunteer Toolkit. Because Volunteer Toolkit is going to say everything that you can pick from if you're in any council. But because we get our own insurance, the stuff that we can do as GSEP is a little bit different. So let me know if you have any questions on that. There's also some tutorial videos. The Volunteer Toolkit tutorial videos that we did watch are available on YouTube. If you just search Volunteer Toolkit, GSUSA, they pop right up. If you want to show them to your leaders or your service unit or whatever. And then there's the My Troop tab. Mine is going to be pretty boring. So here's Jessie Morales. And you can see her guardian information there. You can see what achievements she's earned. You can see what meetings she's attended. I also have the option right here to renew her or update her contact info, which is nice. I also have her date of birth, so that's handy for planning because then I can pop it right into my calendar that, hey, don't forget we have to say happy birthday to Jessie. So going on, here's your whole group. If this was your real troop, you would have the option to email them straight out of here, which is nice. All right. Is everyone good, or at least okay, with that? And can I move on to the adult not the adult, the parent view. Yes, yes, yes. Badge merge thing. I think you can drag and drop. If nothing else, you can add it to the same date. I don't have functionality to do that, but you can do that because when you're actually in this, you'll be able to assign dates and locations to each of these. And you'll also be able to put in your own activities. I think somebody was asking that earlier. Like if you're going to French Creek Park and you're camping out for the weekend, you can add it right into your calendar. Or if you're going to a council-sponsored event, you can do the same thing. Is there a way to schedule and not make it live? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. It's all immediate, which is good and bad. All right, everyone else is good? Okay. All right, trying to remember where I am in here. I think I have to go, here we go. All right, parents. So I'm going to say, again, just for continuity, default is a blank schedule. They won't be able to see anything, basically. If you don't use Volunteer Toolkit, then your parents won't be able to see anything. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the other side. You can see that leader actually picked dates and times. They're all at 12 a.m. She sounds crazy. If there are updates to schedule, are parents automatically emailed? No, they are not automatically emailed. If you're building the year now, your parents can see it if they know to look for it. But you could also say something like, hey, I'm messing around in here, if you're really worried. I wouldn't worry too much, though. If they have that much time, they should be volunteering, right? Right. Okay. So you can see that they have their meetings. It looks like they're doing them once a week. And they have set which badges they're working on, or this is journeys, what awards they're working on for their journey. She put a reminder in there to make sure that they renew their membership. That's exciting. All right. So, again, the My Troop info, so I can just see my kid, which is the way it should be. If I go into the year plan, I can see my daughter's year plan. If they have multiple kids in different troops, they'll be able to toggle between them. All right, so let's go into my favorite Jump into Journeys meeting. So you can see, it kind of looks the same. You can see all of the stuff for the activities, and you can see the meeting agenda. It's the same as it was on the other side because it looks like they haven't really changed it that much. I don't think that this has an RSVP for girls to say if they're coming or not. I've never seen that or heard of it, so I'm going to say no. But you can always ask them to respond to you if you want to collate those responses. Okay. So that's what they can see. They can see that it's at April 15th at 12 a.m. You guys can do this in the troop leader view as well. Sorry, I didn't call attention to it. You can use these big arrows to go from meeting to meeting to meeting. And again, you can see the same thing. You can see the overview. You can see the meeting agenda. And then resources. They have access to them too. Evite integration would be nice, but I think you're going to be waiting for a while. Troop Track currently, so this is Stephanie saying she uses Troop Track currently so that she can get parents to RSVP plus take attendance and track badges. Is that an app or is it like a website? I don't think I've heard of that one before. All right, we're waiting on that. Susie uses Scout Book, possibly. It's a website. Okay. All right. So we saw it as a parent. Does anyone have any more questions? I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys ample time to ask questions. It's not like we go away, but it's a little harder. Nothing? All right, we're almost done. Now we're just going to wait for my PowerPoint to populate, so I think I have 2 slides left that I probably don't need the PowerPoint for, but I made it anyway. Get Girls Outside feature. I'm glad you asked about that, Kira. Kira works for Girl Scouts as well, if you haven't had the pleasure of meeting her. She is a training specialist, also based out of the Valley Forge office. The Get Girls Outside feature is integrated into Volunteer Toolkit. Since PowerPoint is not responding, let's just close it because we don't need it for the rest of this. All right. Let me go back. So Get Girls Outside, learn more. GSUSA is very excited about that, so they have it at the top of a lot of screens, which is probably where people are looking. So if something has the option to, quote, get girls outside, there will be a tree icon. Looks like a little fir tree. I'm sorry, they're calling it an evergreen tree. Roughly the same. So if you toggle that tree icon, it will turn green, and when it turns green, it will essentially give you the same ideas, but it will just be outside. So we're going to look at the first aid badge for juniors. Oh, I'm in as a parent. So I'm going to go in as a leader of juniors, and I'm going to select the badge here. Oh, here, we'll go into staying fit. So you can see this green, not green, I'm sorry, it's not green yet, just a little tree. I'm going to click staying fit. We love this option too, Stephanie. So you can see, oh, look, there's a crazy green thing, or I keep saying green, I've got it on the brain. There's a crazy tree icon. So once you click select, which they helpfully wrote down there, you can see it turns green. I'm going to click into this 30-second fitness challenge. And you can see we're outside now. You can see up here that it says inside, get girls outside. If I toggle it to show the inside, you can see I have poster board, markers, stopwatch, and music. So it says, keep girls with special needs in mind, adapt the fitness activities for their abilities. It's fabulous. And it basically says, you know, easy stuff to do inside. They're going to touch their toes. They're going to do jumping jacks. It's all kind of smaller activities. So if they're outside, you're going to need cones or things for the kids to run around. You can have hula hoops, jump ropes. So you're setting up an obstacle course for the kids because you have the room to do it outside. So it just kind of tailors it more for outside. That certainly doesn't mean that you can't take other things outside. It's just an easy way to do it. Even if you meet at a school, if they have a courtyard that you can go outside in, it doesn't have to be extra special plans to go outside. Just open the door and go outside. So that's what GSUSA is trying to get across, and we're really excited about it. And I saw that Lynn Elliott, who is also a training specialist, works with Kira. She's based in Valley Forge. She is doing an outdoor series that I hope you guys are all signed up for. The next one is next week at Camp Laughing Waters. She's going to show you how to do a stream study with your kids. So there's a shameless plug for you. Please sign up through not My Girl Scouts, but through Online Reg. Or program/event registration. Stephanie's going to be there. Kira says it rocks. She attended the last one, which was awesome, of course. So that is all I have for you guys, I think, unless somebody else comes up with a great idea. Because I closed my PowerPoint, I'm not going to go back into it, but I can tell you that you may have noticed that we are really pushing you guys. If you have questions or concerns about anything, you should be emailing memberservices.org. When you call into our offices, you are automatically routed to memberservices@gsep.org. Well, not to the email, but you're routed to our member services team. Those ladies are fabulous. They are working nonstop. They are just answering the phones and answering emails. So that's their whole job. So we really want to make sure that we're driving people to them. Their main goal is to answer questions or concerns, solve problems with the first contact. We want 80% of our questions to be answered immediately. So that's our goal. So that's what we're working towards. And we are so excited. In case you can't tell, we're all excited. The whole training team is on this with us. Any other questions before I end? You guys are unmuted, so if anyone wants to actually talk, I think you can. If you can't, let me know. And you have a burning desire to. A bunch of people that aren't part of my troop are listed in the roster. So that is possibly because when we migrated data, it took the last 2 years of information. So even if the people are not registered, they might have been, Debbie, you're so sweet. Sorry, it's possible that they're from 2 years ago and they were in troop 1011 or whatever troop you're in, and we just migrated over their information. It will go away, or you can email member services and ask us to remove them. Like I said, it's supposed to be more of a convenience factor for you so that if they did come back or if they meant to be in there, or if a lot of times we know that kids are coming to meetings and they're not registered, so that it would make it easier for you to just throw them into your troop. So feel free to email us if you're having that same issue. And everyone's so excited about this. I'm excited that you're excited. Good. All right. Debbie said this is the best thing that has ever been created for us. I agree. Can we jump back to my GS? Oh, sorry, Steph. Was that was the same question that you were asking? Not related to this training, but related to outdoors stuff. Susie, what is your question? If you don't have questions about outdoor stuff, feel free to jump off of this. Is there content for outdoor stuff like knives, etc.? Not on this platform, no. I do not know if there will be in the future. And I'm honest about that. For badges, I actually honestly do not know the answer to that. We will have to wait and see what the new stuff says. I haven't actually read the new stuff that I'm not supposed to be telling you about. For now, feel free to use the Boy Scout stuff. Pains me to say it, but it's true. All right. Thank you guys so much for attending. I appreciate your patience. Although I didn't think it was that awful. The fact that our founders were friends. The fact that this was our first one, I think it went really well. So I appreciate you being my guinea pigs. And we will be emailing you tomorrow with a handout. And we will be making this PowerPoint available without all the awesome links in the near future on our website. Oh, Kira's asking, what devices are people on tonight? How many of you are calling in from a cell phone, desktop, laptop, desktop, laptop, laptop? All right. iPad didn't work well. That's good to know. Good question, Kira. All right. Have a great night, ladies. Again, thank you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.